Good day, everyone. My name is Dr. Lara Babajide. You are welcome again to the Oluwatoyin Ibironke Durojaiye Foundation Social Talk Series. Today, I'm going to be talking on domestic violence. What is domestic violence? It's an abusive behavior from person to person. Mostly, it could be people of that are at different levels. It could be somebody that's at a higher pedestal, maybe in let's say, for example, husband and wife. In the African context, the husband is always seen as someone that should have the upper hand, and so in most cases the woman feels kind of oppressed, especially in situations of domestic violence. That's just an example. So there is a kind of authority. The two individuals are not relating together the way they should. Types of domestic violence: stalking. This is a kind of unwanted attention, harassment, somebody just being around the other person in an abusive way. It generates a feeling of fear. Economic. This is when someone who is supposed to provide for the other person's need is not actually doing it the way he should, like not providing food, not providing shelter, not providing medication, not providing transportation. Emotional is when somebody tries to take advantage of the other person's feelings. For example, let's look at a situation where maybe an individual is showing that, what I don't really like what you're saying, but lack of considering the feelings of the other person can generate to an emotional abuse. Psychological. This is a kind of verbal abuse, like derogatory comments. It could be physical. It could be a kind of humiliation. It could be an hostile behavior, just not wanting to relate, and at the same time not really letting the other person know the intention of not showing their intention to their victim. Then there's sexual. This involves the use of explicit or implicit sex overtones, promising inappropriately, not the relationship goes outside the normal condition for any sexual relationship. Then neglect. When somebody intentionally neglects the other person, it's a form of domestic violence. Not talking, not relating, not letting the intentions know. What are the common signs of abusive behavior in a partner? 1, not allowing the partner to make decisions. When you talk about being in partnership or in a relationship, the two individuals have the power to determine the next level. But in a situation where it is just one person that is taking the decision, then it becomes an abusive behavior. Then shaming and demeaning, either intentionally or unintentionally. If a partner continues to say bad things about the other partner, is an abusive behavior. Trying to bring the other person down, trying to pretend to the outside world that he or she is the better of the two. Bringing elements of shaming, elements of dehumanization. Then isolation. When a person is isolated from the society, You do not want this person to keep friends. You are not allowing friends to come and visit them. It's a form of abuse. Also, there's extreme jealousy of their victims' friends. When continuously a partner in any kind of relationship is always commenting, always criticizing, always being jealous of the friends of their victim, it's an abuse. Then insulting. Insults at whatever level is an abuse. Intimidation. Letting the person know, oh, if I'm not there, you are not there. If I can't do it, you cannot do it. Derogatory remarks. It's an abuse. Then harassment. This could be through threats. Oh, I'm going to do this for you. Oh, I'm going to report this. Oh, I will let your friends know this. I would let this person know. I'm going to tell this person. Or even telling those people behind the back of their victims. Financial abuse is very, very common, especially in marriages. You see the partner not actually wanting to contribute, not contributing at all, or with a low kind of contribution. It's an abusive behavior. How do we address domestic violence? I will just say briefly before I go into this that an average of 2 out of 5 women suffer domestic violence. In most cases, the society have really kept their eyes away from it. Sometimes families close their eyes away from it. Sometimes friends shy away from it. This is not good. Domestic violence can actually lead the other person to their grave. So it is important for us as individuals to educate ourselves about domestic violence. We should report any evidence of domestic violence once it is observed. Sometimes the victims are criticized. Why did you do it? Why did you say this? Why did you do that? You will never know how somebody who is passing through domestic violence feels until you yourself become a victim. So be patient and be honest. Likewise, victims must realize that they are in an abusive situation. So if you are a victim, you must realize that you are in an abusive situation. The moment you don't realize it and you allow the situation to take hold of you, an entire being, it's going to generate into something serious. And remember to criticize it. Also, be polite. If you are the victim and you have to discuss this, be calm, be clear. Don't let the situation take a hold of you. You take a hold of the situation. Also, be a listener. We are in a society where nobody wants to listen. Everybody is just full of their own problems. And in many cases, people who suffer domestic violence are always neglected. Nobody wants to listen to them. We must always remind anyone, a friend, a neighbor, a co-worker in an abusive situation, that he or she is not alone. It's very, very common. Then involve law enforcement agencies or agents. There is no harm in reporting to the police. There is no harm in reporting to structured organization. It's not until somebody go jump into the river that we will now begin to make up stories and bring out evidences. It is better to report it firsthand before it degenerates and before it takes somebody's life. Show empathy. Always show empathy. When you are listening, show that you are listening. And if you are trying to help somebody facing domestic violence, always remain calm. Listen to open-ended questions and pick it from there. Thank you for listening. Like I would always say, it's not easy to cover these topics. But if you have a question and a concern, you can email us. The email address is always attached, possibly on Facebook or YouTube. There's always a link to ask your questions. We answer when we can, and we'll let professionals come in when and if applicable. Thank you so much.